So no.
Good evening, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's the Marion City Council meeting for Thursday, March 9th. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call, please.
Miss Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Jensen?
Here.
Mr. Harper?
Here.
Mayor Abu Osley?
Here.
Mr. Brandt?
Here.
Miss Menzer?
Here.
Mr. Sterned?
Here. Thank you. This time we have a moment of silence. Thank you. First on our agenda, we have a proclamation for Women's History Month, and we've asked Councilmember Atkins to present it. I think it would be wonderful if all the women in the room came and stood with her as she read the proclamation. If you'd like to, I'd love to have all the women come up and stand with her.
Please come up. Come. We've
Anna,
heard
would you
that
like to
story
come up?
before, Chief.
No? Come on up.
The chief's taking a picture. Please step, turn to your side, please.
Is that face? Yes.
Chief,
More ladies.
Chief, do you want their numbers? Do you want their numbers?
Okay. Look at this. Good looking group of ladies up here. Okay. Whereas in 1977, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution calling on member states to proclaim a day for women's rights and international peace. And following the United Nations lead, each year, the U.S. President issues a proclamation calling on all people to observe March as National Women's History Month. And whereas women of every background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation, our state, and our city in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. And whereas women lead and play critical economic, political, cultural, and social roles in our nation, state, and city, and have been at the forefront of major progressive social change movements. And whereas Women's History Month is observed around the world and provides opportunities to recognize the progress in advancing women's equality, celebrate the achievements of women and girls, and raise awareness of the social, economic, and political barriers still facing women and girls today. And whereas all societies should work together to secure the rights and full potential of all people in order to achieve lasting solutions to social, economic, and political problems. Now, therefore, I, Colette Atkins, on behalf of Nicholas Abu Osley, Mayor of the City of Marion, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2023 as Women's History Month in the City of Marion, Iowa, and encourage all residents to observe this month, celebrate the achievements of women and girls, and support efforts that promote advancement towards equality for all people.
Thank you. It's time we have a public forum, which is a time for comments from members of the public on any topic that is on the agenda but not associated with the public hearing. Is there anyone here to address council? Please come forward. This is for comments that are on the agenda, for items on the agenda, but not part of a public hearing. And then there'll be another comment period at the end of the meeting for any other item.
The equity statement.
Yes. Yes. Yep, so. Welcome.
Thank you.
You might flip the microphone so you can, we can hear you.
And
there.
down. Got it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Please state your name and address and then.
Good evening. I am Anna Clymer, an 18-plus year resident of Marion at 2475 McGowan Boulevard. A quick thank you to Councilperson Atkins for all your leadership, Councilwoman, especially today. Atkins, for all your leadership and support in seeing much of the equity collaboration in the initial stages in our city and with our task force. I am speaking tonight as a board member of the Marion Alliance for Racial Equity, including members of MAR and our City Relations Committee, who are unable to attend tonight due to weather, and some sent in written comments, as you should have received earlier. Speaking in regards to resolution number 31223, I thank you for bringing this to the council after much review and considerable edits from where it began as a multiple-page statement in a cross-department, cross-community discussion that has been held over the past year plus. Yet the adoption of an equity statement is timely as our state is passing more detrimental legislation to further punish minoritized community members that identify or ally with LGBTQ+, BIPOC, socioeconomically challenged, our youth and workforce, our public schools, and taking away local control when our community, many of you here, often know what's best in serving and supporting our children, youth, families, and neighbors. I encourage this local body of leadership to adopt the equity statement. I understand that it needs to be neutral yet inclusive and succinct, and it may be a North Star, may it be a North Star or a vision of what we in Marion beyond these city hall walls, into schools, into neighborhoods, into businesses, into faith communities, into events and city planning moving forward, and that it can be reflected on and incorporated more concretely. This equity statement is complementary to the fully accepted task force recommendations in the city's commitment to policy development, visible data, performance metrics, staffing, impactful employee training, program service evaluation, public awareness, and community engagement strategies. Additionally, city leaders agreed to deliberately adopt, adapt, and integrate the use of an equity change framework into all of its initiatives and operations. Perhaps this is a first step in actualizing the task force recommendations through this statement and continued commitment. I, along with many others that have been tracking on this equity statement on the Equity Task Force and recommendations, encourage you to adopt the statement, not as a checkbox, but as a challenge to center it in all that Marion can reach higher to become a more welcoming, inclusive, and justly minded community. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Anyone else would like to address council, please come forward. Please state your name and address and proceed.
My name is Brianna Clymer at 2475 McGowan Boulevard, Marion, Iowa.
Welcome.
Another mayor member that worked on the statement but couldn't be here tonight wanted to add, Marion is fully dedicated to addressing systems of inequity. Maybe needs to be broken down further and looked at more closely as it is actualized in the coming weeks, months, years. How will the city of Marion address systems of inequity? What data will you use to determine the inequities and how often will it be reviewed? How will you determine evidence based on incorporate best practices through equity change framework? Who else is involved in the data analysis through community engagement to understand it with community at the table and to collectively determine action steps? Some areas to continue to examine for addressing systems of inequity include but not limited to policing, housing, hiring practices and accountability, education across both school districts, Linn-Mar and Marion Independent School, and the private religiously affiliated schools, social service supports and resources. Some possible action steps to continue to identify and address inequities include pursuing and update and engagement effort of the Equity Task Force. Create a Citizens Review Board for Policing. Secure a DE&I Director Department. Provide training accessibility and improving accessibility. Consider linguistic, cultural, spiritual, or faith, socioeconomic status, people with disabilities, our aging neighbors, and continued outreach for inclusive input. Consider expectations of employees or city representatives. What does it look or sound like when employees, representatives, systems embrace the vision of inclusion? What does it look like or sound like when they don't do what is the accountability and our learning support opportunities provided? Again, we appreciate that the city has taken steps to ensure Marion is a welcoming and inclusive community. To wrap up, we support and acknowledge that the deep work of diversity, equity, and inclusion in a place like Marion requires far more attention than any council, board, or commission could give it in one statement or task force recommendation adoption. Mayor appreciates the city's efforts, and we will continue to look for more coherent, systemic, and substantive work over time in the months ahead as you consider adopting the equity statement, not just in word, but in tangible action. Thank you.
So Brianna, could I ask you, did you say you were reading that on behalf of somebody else?
Yeah.
And who was that?
Gretchen
Gretchen
Lawyer.
Boyer? Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else to address council in this part of the meeting?
Mayor, we
Yes.
did receive one comment in advance of the meeting.
Oh, yes.
It was from Reverend Gary Sneller. It was emailed to all of you in advance, but he wrote in support of the equity statement.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda. This will include items A1 through F1 and resolution numbers 31223 through 31243.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented, including items A1 through F1, resolutions 31223 through 31243. Discussion?
Just want to point out that the equity statement is in this consent agenda, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion is approved. For the next section on the agenda, I will turn over the meeting to the Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda with Mayor Abou-Osley's abstention as follows. Items A1 through E4, resolutions 31244 through 31248.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda with Mayor Abou-Osley's abstention as follows. Items A1 through E4, resolutions numbers 31244 through 31248. Any questions? Very well. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with one abstention. Back to the mayor.
Mayor, I move to approve ordinance number 23-02, adopting the 2023 Code of Ordinances, second consideration.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the second consideration of ordinance number 23-02, adopting the 2023 Code of Ordinances. Discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion is approved. Next on the agenda is a public hearing regarding the general construction and building concrete trades packages for the new public service maintenance facility. The public hearing is now open. We'll have a presentation by
Yes, Your
our
Honor, thank
Public
you.
Service
So
Director.
on March 7th, we received bids for both the general construction and building concrete trade packages associated with the new public service facility. For the general construction package, we received two bids. Fortune Construction was a low bid of $2,639,000. Staff will be recommending approving that bid. For the building concrete package, we received 3 bids. Rex's Concrete was the low bid at $2,280,000, $387. Staff will be also recommending that bid as well.
Okay, was that it?
That's it.
Okay, at this time, the public hearing is open, and if anyone is here to address council, either in favor or in opposition of this measure, please step forward. Okay, did we receive any comments outside the meeting?
I have not.
Please note that for the record. We'll close the public hearing and proceed to the motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the project calendar regarding the public service facility trade packages as follows. This will include resolutions 31249 through 31250.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the project calendar for the public service facility trades packages, including resolutions 31249 and 31250. Discussion on the motion, questions? Go ahead, Steve.
Just a quick comment. First of all, I think it's great to see that the value engineering did its job and bringing these numbers down. So considerable difference in where we were. But just for clarification, then are these the last packages to get approved for the public service building?
That is correct.
So everything is now out there and we can start putting together some very accurate timelines.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. We do have schedules established. I think it'd be best I think when we bring back the value engineered items that we spoke about at the work session, I think we could probably have Colin provide you an updated schedule of events moving forward.
All right, thank you.
Other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. All those opposed, say no. Motion is approved. Next is a public hearing on the 2023 Hannah Park Improvements Project. Public hearing is now open. We'll have a presentation by city engineer.
Yes, Your Honor. So this is the underground work and the foundations that will occur in Hannah Park for the future pavilion and other improvements that are going to happen in there. So we did receive 3 bids. The low bid was from Hunt Construction of $118,240,000, and we are recommending to go with Hunt Construction.
Okay. Anyone here to address council, either in favor or in opposition to this measure? Please come forward. Okay, we'll ask staff if anyone's received any comments outside the meeting.
I have not received any comments.
I have not.
Okay, please note that in the record. We'll close the public hearing and we'll proceed to the resolution.
Your Honor, I move to approve resolution number 31251, accepting bids and awarding contract to Hunt Construction Company Incorporated regarding the 2023 Hannah Park Improvements Project in the amount of $118,240.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 31251, accepting the bids and awarding the contract to Hunt Construction Company for the 2023 Hannah Park Improvements Project in the amount of $118,240. Discussion. Okay. We'll vote. All those in favor of resolution number 31251, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved.
Mayor, I move to receive and file the TAC report regarding setting the speed limit on Echo Hill west of Albernet Road.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to receive and file the Traffic Advisory Committee report regarding setting the speed limit on Echo Hill Road west of Albernet Road. Discussion on the motion to receive and file the report. All those in favor of receiving and filing the report, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved.
Your Honor, I move to approve ordinance number 23-03, amending chapter 313 4.4B of the Code of Ordinances establishing the speed limit on Echo Hill Road from the city limits easterly to Alburnett Road. This is our initial consideration.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 23-03, amending chapter 313-4.4B of the Code of Ordinances, establishing the speed limit on Echo Hill Road from the city limits easterly to Alburnett Road. Discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion to approve ordinance number 23-03, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Motion is approved. This time we have another public forum, which is a time set aside for comments from the members of the public on any topic. Anyone here to address council, please come forward. Okay, then we will move on to council comments. We can start with Councilmember Sternad.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't have any. Thank you.
I'll let others elaborate, but it was a fantastic event yesterday. And I know it's a lot of work for everybody, from the annual report on to just celebrating all the hard work of Team Marion. And so kudos, Mayor, on a great job on the delivery, and everybody else who I know had a big part of putting that event together. So thank you for that. I was very proud. I don't know how you don't walk out of there just going, yes, Marion. So
Thank you.
Yes, echo exactly what she just said. Great job yesterday. The speech was wonderful. And apparently we need to purchase 2 Zambonis so that Randy and I can race. Apparently that's what I got out of the meeting yesterday anyway.
and he did learn the song, which I told him he can't drive the Zamboni till you learn the song.
I will not sing it for you right now. All right, I'm on it. Challenge accepted. Oh, okay.
There's a Zamboni driving test you first have to take in order to compete, and I'll be the judge of your proficiency. You know, what I learned yesterday, and that was because of the pandemic, we had the one online state of the city meeting that, you know, that was not nearly as effective as the last 2 in-person ones that I've participated in. But I would have to say, Mr. Mayor, yesterday's event with the 500 or so participants and the themes that you outlined, I think really resonated with me in a much more complete way than what I had taken away from the prior 2 sessions. And the singular mantra that really is staying with me and is going to be a point of reflection is what's the Marion way? I think however you define that to the positive and the components, whether it be for development or our presence before our constituencies, you can use the notion of the Marion way in a lot of very positive, beneficial, energizing ways. And so I just want to thank you for bringing that term forward, at least for my way of thinking. The only other thing that I would say is it was very nice to see the Cyclones win this afternoon.
I'll first have to admit that Nick's portrayal of me on my butt on the ice skating trail is very accurate. So I don't know why he selected me, but that's exactly where I would be. But also just a reminder, next week is spring break week, so that'll certainly change the traffic flow and the number of people running around town. So looking forward to that. That's it.
Echo yesterday's event. It just is another reminder of how fortunate we are to live in a community such as Marion. Certainly beaming with pride, and not just for living here, but being able to work with each and every one of you. So it was a great day to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate all the comments. Every year I put a lot of time into that speech because I think it's not only important to share with the people in the region what Marion's working on, but I think it's important for us to reflect on all the good work that we're doing as a team. And we're going a million miles a minute all year long, but it's good to step back. And yesterday we kind of stepped back even further and just reflected on how far we've come in the last decade or so, and really them tremendous progress we're making. We're not perfect. No city's perfect. No organization's perfect. We have challenges and we have things to work on, but we're headed in such a great direction. I think, we have people who want to do good work and who are working really hard to, as I said in the speech, to go beyond just seeing what we do as just simply a job that we go to every day, but that we're creating something, we're creating a special community. And I really wanted to bring that across to, first and foremost, to our team, and hopefully make you feel good about what you're doing, but also to share that with the rest of the region, and to ask them to reach higher with us and be part of the exciting progress that we're experiencing. I've received a lot of comments about yesterday, and the one word that is consistently being used was inspiring. I think not me, but Marion's story is inspiring. But I think Andrew stole the show, and even got a job offer off. So I was very proud and very honored to represent everyone on the stage yesterday and to share our story. So thank you for everything that you do. Keep it up, keep reaching higher. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.